Hey, just a quick disclaimer. This reading that I did had a little bit to do with things coming up in health, perhaps mental health too. However, I am not a psychologist. I am not a medical practitioner. So this is for entertainment purposes only, but you may discover something for yourself in the message. So have a listen and then always seek the kind of professional advice that you need to. Okay? See you later. Enjoy the reading. Hey, my friend, what's up? My name is Amy, and I am the Sun Tarot. Okay, I'm a business strategist, healing artist, and spiritual intuitive. And if you're here today, it's because something in the title or something in the thumbnail has caught your eye, or maybe this video just resonated with you. But for whatever reason you're here, there is going to be a message in here for you. Now, if you go through this video a little bit and you don't find something that resonates, by all means, choose another video. Don't try to make this fit for you. This is a general read. It will be for a certain percentage of people, right? So if it resonates, awesome, take what's there. If it doesn't, just leave it for somebody else, okay? All right, let's see what Spirit has for you today. All right, so my higher self, connecting with your higher self, and what messages do you want to bring out? Okay, so you got, right off the bat, clouds. What kind of clouds do you see? They could be fluffy, meaning you're elated and optimistic, whereas dark clouds could suggest problems. And you got that in inverse, okay? So I will bring this into the reading as we go. You also got the yellow angel, focus on your intellect. That is number 16. This first one is 55 as well, okay? So you got 55, 16, and then what else do you have? You got white feather in inverse, and you got strength upright. Okay, so that's these two here. All right, so yeah, so white feathers are usually, it's been said that when you find a white feather, it's because there's an angel around or perhaps a lost loved one, right? So it says when you find a white feather, your angels are very close. And then if you don't find a white feather, you can also draw a picture of one, right? So it's in inverse, meaning, but here's the thing, it's like right after yellow angel, okay? I'll tell you what that means, but I also want to read up on what yellow angel is. So give me a second. So are you stressed because there's a test or exam coming up? Are you facing decisions or feeling confused about the choices on offer? This mental stress has an impact on your stomach and often is felt as butterflies. The yellow angel will help you with your studies, help you to remember the information, and settle the nervous feeling in your solar plexus. Yellow is the color that helps you analyze and focus your mind clearly. The yellow angel will help clear any confusion and fear you feel right now. You are bright and highly intelligent. You have the ability to find unique ways to solve problems and have strong leadership skills. Write down your ideas and thoughts and open up to opportunities to share them. Balance your work time with serious playtime and you will stay relaxed enough to invent and action your brilliant new idea. So right off the bat, you know how the first card was about clouds, right? And do you remember that feeling of just laying there and watching the clouds? And have you ever like made shapes in the clouds or seen them? Or do you have a different feeling when you have like really dark clouds coming in versus like light fluffy ones? Or do you ever see ones that are just, you know, they look like paintings, like they don't even look real. It looks almost like AI created them. Well, you need to take more downtime. And you're at the point where you're a little bit stressed and could use some relaxation, like hardcore relaxation. When it says like play hard, it's like, no, serious play. It says serious play. So you have to actually take your play seriously. You need to do something fun. You need to let loose, not just 5 minutes here and there, but actually make it a date. Make it an appointment with yourself. Do something that's really, really going to cause you to have that expansion and that explosion of good feelings because you've been working too hard. And yeah, the yellow angel, this was talking about, you know, either studying for exam or something. It doesn't have to be studying, but it's something that you're putting all of your focus and all of your effort and all of your mental energy into, and it's draining. It's been draining not because you can't do it, but because you're focused on getting the results so much that it's disconnecting you from that sense of source and sense of self. And it's funny because there's like also a feeling with what you're working on is to give back to yourself. What you're working on is so that you can elevate and you can move your life forward and you can move like your goals forward and your dreams forward and help and serve other people. But you're not taking enough time to actually like fill your cup. So you're being drained and depleted, and it's definitely a sign that you need to stop and slow down, right? Stop and smell the roses. And you might be like wondering, how do I do it? You know, I have all of these pressing demands. I've got this and that, and there may be responsibilities you have, or people that are waiting on you, or, you know, whatever it is. Like there's stuff, there's timelines, deadlines, all of this stuff, but there's so much mental pressure. It's like in this, I can actually feel the mental pressure that you're going through. Again, this is a general reading. So if this does not resonate with you, it is not your it is not your reading, okay? But if this resonates, then continue listening because there's going to be more here for you. All right, so your guides and your angels are nearby. And it's funny because every time I say your guides and your angels and things like that, I always feel weird because I know people have different beliefs and different systems. And, you know, some people may not be open to the energy. How do I say this? People are going to find their messages in whatever it is that resonates with them, right? So you may be somebody that you may believe in angels, you may not. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever it is that you believe in. There's something like some kind of higher power, or some kind of guides, or some kind of, you know, intuition, or something that's directing you towards better feeling thoughts and occupation. This is the word that's coming. So something that's going to feel better for you, but you cannot hear or focus or enjoy it because you're too busy, caught up in the day-to-day drudgery and chaos. I just channel whatever comes to me, okay? So, yeah, if this is making sense, just let me know. This card here is to let you know you 100% have the strength to go through this and to come out on top and on the other side. In this picture, there's a dragon that has been, it's got its mouth tied up, and there's this little guy or girl on top of it with the, you know, with their shield and sword, right? So this says to ask Archangel Michael to give you strength today. So call upon your guides, call upon your ancestors, call upon angels or dragons or whatever, whoever, to be able to help support you. And this could be in the spiritual realm, it could be in the physical realm. Regardless, it's like you need support at this time. You need to be able to call on your friends or family or whoever is the person who helps to keep you in your highest vibrational energy, because you're a little down compared to what you normally would be. Going back to the clouds one, it says, what kind of clouds do you see? Fluffy or dark, right? So when you think about what you got going on in your day and all the things that you're putting together, like, what's your view of it right now? Do you feel like it's bright and sunshiny and you just want to go and play? Or do you feel like it's kind of ominous and, oh my God, I have to do this, and drudgery, right? I'm getting the drudgery. I'm getting the vibe of drudgery. Okay. All right, please, Spirit, what else is there for messages? That's too many. Okay, what else? Okay. And you got, okay, so this is a T deck, okay? So it has different cards in there, and I left cards in there specifically, even instructional ones, okay? So this one is which tea to use. This is in inverse, and it says, black or green Chinese teas work well and create the best images for a reading. These teas contain various leaf sizes, which makes for a more distinct and detailed image in your teacup. So this is actually from a tasseography training, or not even training, it's like you can learn to read messages in tea leaves, right? But this card in particular, how you got it, and you got it in inverse, it's got a different meaning because I'm reading the energies. So which tea to use? In your world, which project do you focus on? Which task do you focus on? You know, it's like there's one of you and so many demands. Which person do you give your attention to? Which phone calls do you make? Which emails do you send? Which this, that, or the other, right? Slow down. Don't take things so seriously, and just do one thing at a time, right? Now, it really does not matter which you choose in which order right now, because right now what you need most is the thing that's going to calm your energy, calm your nervous system. So if there's one thing that's going to just help you feel just that little bit better, go for that. And then if there's one thing that's going to help you feel a little bit better, go for that. If there's one thing you've been avoiding that you know that if you just had it taken care of and you would feel so much better just because it's out of the way, go for that. But the key is you need to make sure that you're having a feeling of relief, or you're having a feeling of support as well. So reach out to your community, reach out to your people, get support on whatever it is that you need. Stop thinking small. Like, you may be thinking a little too small. You may be trying to do too many things on your own. You may be just not sure of exactly what idea to take on next. Perhaps you need to build your team. Perhaps you need to get a little more help, but you don't know exactly who to go to or what to ask, and perhaps you've been burned before. Or how can you train somebody when you have so many things going on and so many things on the go, right? But you do need to slow down in order to speed up, and that is where these messages are going to come in, okay? You're going to get the messages also when you make time to play. So if everything is really chaotic for you, as much as it feels counterintuitive, you do need to set a date with yourself and play. Now you got the future in inverse here, okay? And that's the turquoise dragon, number 23. So 55, so you got 55 and a 5 and 23, which goes to a 5. So you got a lot of 5s in this reading, okay? I'll go into that card in a couple minutes. What other messages do you have? Oh, death symbols. Okay, and you got angel singing. Okay, so this one here, this is death symbols. It's in inverse. So a snake, for example, can mean illness. A bat could stand for misfortune or treachery, but not physical death. So it's in inverse, and you may be worried about, like, oh, and look at that. The number is 14, also goes to 5. So you have a lot of change happening within you and around you. It's almost like you're going through a really turbulent time. All right. And gosh, there's this feeling of deception that is like something happened and maybe still stuck in your mind, still lingering. And it's like, why won't this energy, or why won't this leave me alone? You could have some kind of energy vampires that just cling on to you. And even though they're not in your physical area, they somehow creep in the psychic realm. Maybe in your sleep, maybe you wake up from dreams, maybe, maybe there's in some way a longing for reconciliation, or wanting to know that there's karma or justice being served in some way, shape, or form. But this is just saying, oh my goodness, I got to read one more part of it because I'm being guided. Okay. So, however, it's important to remember that often these symbols don't refer to a physical death. Death is not necessarily considered a negative experience in divination, but often it is interpreted as a transitional period from one state to another. Okay, so that chapter is closed. You need to stop reopening it. And you may feel like you don't have the strength to do that, right? Maybe you think these chapters are closed and these things you've gone through, and then somehow they creep in. They come in either through songs or movies or events or people or, something that you see, but you 100% do have the strength to be able to let go of all of that, like completely detach. That is energy that is actually cluttering your mind, and it's causing like a serious, like I'm envisioning like a speed bump, but as you go over it, it kind of like builds and you go, and it's almost like crashing, but also moving over at the same time, right? So it's like, it's not comfortable, but you've got to go through it, and you've got to let go of that energy. Like it's almost like demon energy in a way. Like what I mean by that is like, it's taking over your thoughts and your mind, which is like a way of, like, you could say it's possessing, right? I don't mean it like as in like, The Exorcist or anything like that, but it's like, it's taking up space in your mind and in your energy, and it's just not what you want or need. And so it's making every little tiny bump that you've got to go through in life like huge. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. And you know that. This is an interesting reading. If you're still here, then, then my heart goes out to you for the things you're going through. Here's what the next card is. It's angel singing. It says, ask your angel to sing to you while you sleep. Okay. So you need to relax into the knowing that you are divinely guided. You are divinely protected. And, your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, whoever it is that you feel a connection to, they have your back. And this is in the spiritual realm as well as the physical realm. There are people in the physical realm that you can count on. And you need to use those people as a sounding board, but also as a safe space. Almost imagine yourself in like a nest. And you're in the center, and these people who you can like and trust, put them around you. Allow yourself to be cradled in the arms of people that really want to make a difference for you. People that like elevate you. People who, when you're around those people, you are a better person just because of the environment you're surrounding yourself in. Okay? Because that will help you to stay out of this energy. It's like the dark cannot exist where there is a light. Oh, speaking of which, you may be finding that the light is blinding to you lately. You may be actually having headaches or like some kind of physical discomfort. And it may be like, okay. Yeah, it may be like the intuition that you're getting is starting to become so bright and you're becoming like so aware. But then because of so many things happening in you, it's actually even tough for you to look at the light. Okay. And by this, it's like a mental, spiritual, and physical, right? So if you're finding that lights are starting to bug you more than they did before, or maybe you're squinting more, it may not be as much an eyesight issue than it could be like a spiritual kind of, I'm going to say what I'm hearing. It's some kind of spiritual attack in some way, like where people are really trying to bring their energy into your energy. And a lot of people do this intentionally, but some people don't, right? There are some people who are unintentionally bringing their energy into you, but then there are some people who really understand that they have the ability to manifest and create whatever they want. And they use this power to manipulate, even through the astral plane, even through the, like, just in life, right? Do you ever have people and you think about them and suddenly you get a phone call, or, you just know something's going to happen? If you're watching this reading, chances are you've developed your intuition enough that you are open to new ways of understanding the world. When I say new, I mean these have already, it's always been. Like, you've always had psychic abilities of some sort. You've always been very intuitive, but you probably like turned it off because at a young age, when you're talking about things that you're picking up intuitively, people will say, oh no, that's not real. Or if you say something to the wrong crowd, they'll tell you that you're crazy or whatever else, right? But you have a strong psychic awareness, and because you have more intuitive developed abilities, you know that there are ways that you can connect and get into other people's energy. And this is something that other people are able to do as well. So it is a matter of like surrounding yourself with the energies that are going to be what you want to up level yourself, and for you to tune in and develop that psychic awareness a bit more as well. Like you have it, you've got a very, very strong one. But by being in the right environment, you're going to be safe to be able to explore that and come out more as who you are. And you're not going to be so stuck in these like minute details. And these minute details, they seem really big for you, right? Because it's like in your life, in your work, all around you. But when you're connected with your divinity, those things are so easy. It's almost like you do them effortlessly. But when you have somebody who's all up in your energy, it's almost like a bear. Like imagine you're trying to get out of a door, right? And suddenly there's a bear in front of you, and it's like, oh yeah, and you're trying to move forward, but you're scared because this bear like legit could attack you, right? So it's like there's somebody who's been up in your thoughts, in your energy, or some kind of past experience that you haven't even understood yet and made sense of it. but it's making everything harder. So as you try to move one way, it seems like it gets bigger and scarier, and it takes you away from the goals you're working on. Okay, next, at the very bottom of this, you got compassion. Number 3. Now, when I say it's at the bottom, this is the base of your reading. And in front of me, you can't see it, but in front of me, how these cards ended up getting laid out, it almost looks like a tree. So you've got all the other cards up in the top where the canopy would be, and then the trunk here, that would be the red dragon. Compassion. So I'm going to read the compassion one as well, and then I'll sum up your reading for you. Okay, so this dragon is gentle and kind and understands how hard you have worked at suppressing your true feelings. He knows where in your body you have stored up a lifetime's worth of unexpressed anger and frustration. He has no judgment on your journey in learning emotional wisdom and is waiting to assist you. When you're ready to let go, call on the red dragon to help When you're ready to let go, call on the red dragon to step into your personal space and ask him to release the stuck emotions in your physical body. As he removes the energy blocks that feel heavy and solid from your body, he fills the cleared spaces with love. The red dragon teaches us that the first response in any situation is always compassion. So be compassionate with yourself and others at all times. See, that's an interesting thing, because what I'm picking up from this energy is that you have had compassion for the people in this situation with you before, and that almost like you're done with compassion. Like, why do you always have to be the compassionate one? Why do you need to, and what's interesting is also like an internal argument that you may have with yourself about how you show up for yourself in the world. Okay, so what is compassion? Like, what does it look like? And I'm not asking you this so I can give you the definition. What I'm asking is for you. What is compassion to you? How can you bring compassion for yourself? How can you be that loving, gentle support? How can you be the person who can help bring you and elevate you? And then how can you be compassion for everyone involved in the situation? One thing that I have learned is that the dark runs from the light. So if you feel like you've had a lot of challenges with this situation, and it seems like you're seeing the dark, ominous clouds, and you're feeling like overwhelmed and frustrated and not sure where to go or what to do, and you may have like physical manifestations in your body somehow with all of the changes and all of the things happening. How can you have compassion for everything that's happening, for each person, for each project? Now, it may seem like that's a lot, like a big order, right? But I think when you start to bring compassion in little by little, it actually calms. It's like an opportunity to calm your nervous system and have things come together. And something interesting is there's a mosquito that just showed up. And I don't know how a mosquito would have got in here. But either way, there's a mosquito that's here that just came by the camera. So if you look up mosquito, animal spirit guide, there may be a message for you there as well. So long story short, to wrap everything up, you don't deserve all of the stuff that you've been going through. Okay. I think you know that. I think you know that you are strong, but you don't necessarily want to be strong at this time. Like, there's this feeling of like, why do I always have to be strong? Well, this reading is saying you don't have to be strong. You have the strength, yes, but you also have the support, like in the physical realm, in the material, the spiritual, the emotional, you have it. So use it and bring some compassion in for yourself and even for the energy vampires. And that may be hard, but when you do that, when you bring this light and this love to the situation, it won't stand a chance in your presence. It will not stand a chance. So I hope this reading was beneficial for you. I would love to hear in the comments, and feel free to check out the description because there's different things in there all the time. And I will see you in another reading. Remember to like and subscribe if you got any value and you want to see another video. Take care. Bye.